For this example, I'm going to do a smaller checkerboard pattern just so it's faster to show you. And you can play around with whatever size you want. I'm going to use half double crochets. You want to do an even +1. So to show you as an example on here, the foundation chain on this one is 18 plus 1. So it was 19 foundation, and then you start your half double crochets, the second one from the hook. So then you're going to have 9 and 9 is what I 9 and 9 is what I had here. 9 and 9. Okay. You can play around with that whatever size you want, depending on, you know, what kind of yarn you're using and how big of a hook and all that good stuff. But I'm going to do an example here for you of, I did a foundation chain of 10 plus 1, so it's 11. And then once I start my half double crochets, we're going to have 5 and 5, and that's going to be the checkerboard pattern going up. And you also obviously can make this wider. You can make a longer chain, but I'm just going to show you a checkerboard that's rows of 2, alternating 2 like that. Okay, so here I already have my foundation chain of 10 plus 1, that's 11 total. Chain yarn over, and then into the second chain I'm going to half double crochet, and I'm going to do down to the middle, so 5 of these. There's one. Now here's 2 half, 3 half double, 4 half double. Another thing to keep in mind, depending on what you want the edge of your project to look like, the foundation chain is going to be a solid color on the bottom, like that. See how it's black all the way along, and even though it changes color here, you're going to have black on the bottom, or you're going to have that foundation chain color on the bottom. So decide when you start your project which color you want on the bottom of that foundation chain, because it will be there even after you switch the color. So now we are on the 5th, we're coming up to our 5th chain, and you can go ahead and start it just like a normal half double crochet. Go ahead and pull through that first loop, and now you're going to do just like a color change. You have 3 on the what do you call that thing, your hook, and now you're going to introduce your second color. And I have all my frogged yarn here, it looks like a ramen noodle, but I picked colors that would be easier for you to see the contrast. So go ahead and pull that through those loops just like you're doing a color change. Well, you are doing a color change, and you're going to finish that half double crochet with your second color. But the important thing here is to carry, sorry, making sure everything's all nice and tight here. You're going to carry the original color through by sewing it in. You can weave this in with it, or you can just let it dangle and then later weave it in. I'm just going to weave it in later just for purposes here. So you're going to take that original yarn that you started with, and you're going to carry it through, which basically is like weaving it into the work you're doing. Okay, so you're continuing with the new color with the half double crochets, and you're weaving that original yarn in because you want it to be at the end with you. Okay, so see how I'm going through the chain and stitching it right in. And as you go, I like to give it a little tug to make sure it's stays taut, because if you let it get all loose and gapped up, it can really mess things up for you later. All right, I'm in my last foundation chain here, and whoops, as you can see, we finished our first row now of the 2 contrasting colors. And I'll always check, make sure you've got the right number of stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now here's how we're gonna do this. You're gonna just turn your work like normal. So go ahead and chain 1. And this is where things get a little tricky, and you'll find out your rhythm in making this work. But you're gonna turn your work like normal. And here's that tail, you're just gonna weave that in later. But the important thing is, so that was the front side, now you've turned it, this is your back side. And I'm gonna show you on this one that I've already done. Your work is going to have the front side where it's nice and clean and tidy and looks like a checkerboard. And in the back, you're gonna see all the ends of the yarn that you carried through. You're going to want to make sure you always carry through the yarn at each end on the same back side. okay? Otherwise you're gonna have a really sloppy looking front. So this is really a one-sided thing, okay? The back is gonna look like that, which is not super neat looking, but you're making the front look neat, okay? And I'm gonna show you how to carry that through. And so now we're on the back side because we just turned our work. We did our chain 1, and now we're gonna carry the purple yarn, okay, on the back side, and all you do is just bring it up like that. And now you're gonna stitch right over it and keep carrying the yarn, okay? So now we're gonna do our half double crochet in the first stitch, and be sure you're getting into the right stitch. It's easy to lose it underneath the yarn there. So you're gonna go through and then just weave that right in as you carry that first color through, just like this. Okay. And at first you're gonna be like, but it's a darker color and I'm gonna see it through the lighter color. You really don't. Unless you're stitching so loosely. But, and then also throughout, just keep giving it a tug to keep it nice and taut. Okay, so we're coming up to the middle here, right? So just like you did before, and still carrying this yarn through, you're gonna go through that stitch and pull through the first loop, and now you're gonna do a color change, but just with the yarn that you just carried through, okay? So you've got the 3 on the loop, yarn over, pull the second, or actually the first color through, all right? And then I take that one, tighten it down, and now you're just gonna continue the same way. You're gonna half double crochet into here and carry through the white yarn now. See how that works? And this is it, folks. This is all you gotta do. And you just keep doing it over and over and over. And I will say that the trickiest part is obviously carrying through the yarn and making sure that you have it on the right side. That's just being careful and checking. But it's very easy to miss that last stitch. And then all of a sudden you look at your checkerboard and it looks a little wonky shaped because maybe you missed an end stitch and then your rows got shorter. So like right now I have 5 white and 1, 2, 3, 4 purple. I've got to be sure to do that last one. So I have 5 and 5. Okay, so see it on the end. There it is. So, and you still have to carry through the other yarn. Okay, so there we've completed the second row. Chain 1. Now, this is where, because what's going to happen is you're going to keep crisscrossing your yarn, and if you don't find a way to manage this, you're going to have like tangled up yarn as you go. So because you want to carry the yarn on the back, what I like to do is turn it. Usually if I'm just doing a project, I always turn this direction, like like a page turn. But in this situation, I turned the direction according to the back side, if that makes sense. So I know I'm gonna turn and continue with the purple here, right? This way. So I'm gonna have to put the white yarn, carry it through on the back side, which is here, like this. So I'm gonna turn the yarn this way so that the yarn that I'm having to carry through is easy to just stick there. Because see how if I turn it this way, now I've got to like wrap the yarn around and do all this crazy stuff. Okay, so I'm going to carry the white yarn along the back, so I'm going to turn this way. And I'm going to go ahead and do my first half double crochet, and you're going to remember to carry that through and weave it, stitch it in, and then just continue carrying that white yarn through. And remember, just give it a nice little tug so it's not sticking out or all loose at the end. And just keep that toward the back and keep stitching over it. And then I'll show you how to do the color change again here in the middle. All right, and I just keep giving it a tug to make sure. So here we are at the split where there's the color split. So the one before the change right here is where you're gonna do the actual color change. So you're going to pull up those 3, and now we're going to take the white one, pull it through, and then that's going to be in the front now. I like to just tighten up the purple, hold it in place, and now continue on right here with that color, carrying the purple color through, okay? And then I'll show you how to carry the yarn back up again one more time. Now, here's the annoying thing is that you are still gonna have to switch. See how like the yarn is twisting? You're gonna have to switch it back and forth. And you know, you'll probably have like skeins or balls of yarn and it's easy. I just take the yarn and I just plop it every time like back and forth, so I don't get super twisted. I'm not gonna do that right now just because I'm showing you and I don't have a skein of yarn. I just have a bunch of loose yarn. But here's that last stitch. Like I said, it's really easy to miss it. Don't miss it. Okay, and then stitch over your color, pull it tight. All right, so this is the front side. Look how nice it looks already though. Actually, you know what? I think this would be a good time to change the yarn because this looks like a nice checker, doesn't it? That size. So I just did 1, 2, 3 rows of half double crochet and 5 and 5 stitches across. So here's how you change color now to alternate the checkerboard. Before you chain one, you're gonna chain one with the new color now, the color you're gonna change to. Okay, so you just finish your last half double crochet, put that color in the back, take the color you're gonna switch to and chain one. And once again, the back of the work is here because that's where you're bringing up the strings like that. I'm just going to turn my work, put that yarn that I'm going to carry through out of the way. I'm going to continue my half double crochet right here, and then remember to carry that white yarn through and weave a stitch right over it. Okay, I hope that made sense. And then remember, give it a little tug every now and then so it's not all loosey-goosey. Keep weaving over, and here we are at the middle stitch. So now we're going to change the yarn again. So you have 3 on your hook. Go ahead and pull through the new color. Tighten everything up. Hold on to the yarn you're going to carry through and then continue to half with the new color and keep carrying the other color through by stitching it right in. Make sure you've got everything pulled tight. Don't miss that last stitch. There it is. Okay. Oops, you know what? I didn't weave that last one in. Yeah, so don't miss the last stitch and don't forget to weave in the other yarn. Give it a tug, all right? And this is the back side, so you're gonna carry up the yarn. I'm gonna put it there and just turn this way. And then I'm gonna continue, continue my half double crochets there and then weave that one in, carrying it through. Oops, I feel like I caught a little extra drama here, hold on. Here we go, half double crochet, carry through the other color. There we go. And then right into the next one and keep carrying through the other color and be sure to give it a little like that. So that's it. And you just keep doing that for as long as you want. Here's our color, we'll switch it like that. Carry through the yarn of the other color that you just switched from and just keep stitching right over it until you get to the end, and you'll see you start to have a really cool looking thing. So I hope this tutorial makes sense to you. It's a little tricky when you first start it, but once you get it, you will just be flying through. And you're gonna have cute little checkers like this. Let me finish this row so it looks a little more like a actual thing. But, and you can make a lot of really cool things with a checkerboard pattern. You could make a checkerboard, seriously. Right, so, and you'll just keep going, and just remember to do the same number of rows each time, and then to always carry your work on the edges. Let's tighten that up, see? On the same back side, all right? And you'll be golden, seriously. That's it. That's how to make a checkerboard, everybody. I hope you enjoy that, and I hope you make something really cool and checkery. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like and all that good stuff. Share the videos. Okay, bye.